My drink!
What's up, guys? One thing I forgot to disclose in the video is the main reason why I wanted to do a review on this Optic, and it's mainly because I want to start reviewing products that are easily attainable by the average Joe. Not everybody has $1,900 laying around that they can spend on a Night Force or a Schmidt & Bender. These are optics that the everyday guy can afford, and I feel we owe it to y'all to put it through its paces and let y'all know if it's worth the crap or not. So that being said, hope y'all enjoy the video.
Alright, what up, homies? We're taking a stab at a bunch of different types of videos here. Last one that we dropped, got a lot of good feedback on it. So we want to keep the momentum going. There's a lot of stuff that we want to put out there that we think that isn't in the market already. As far as the tactical shooting world, it's pretty saturated, but I feel like there's a big hole where the rubber meets the road. And downloading this information that we've obtained, downloading it to the common man, and just all the stuff that we've learned, and we kind of want to take y'all along the ride on the stuff that we learned. This video is going to be an optic review, my first one. It's going to be pretty interesting. There's nothing significant about it other than I can't stand most optic reviews. So I'm going to try and deliver to you guys what I want to see when I watch optic reviews. I've been on a weird optical journey the past year. So before we get into that, I've gone from cheap red dots to nice red dots. I've got one on my 18-inch. I've gone from magnified and using 45 offsets to absolute co-witness to lower 1/3 mounts, my Big Bird mount, to my favorite when it comes to just red dots is the Unity Skyscraper. Absolute favorite when it comes to red dots. Red dots are, in my opinion, for practically 100 yards and in, and I really like that heads up shooting position. I've experimented with some magnified stuff. I run magnified on my 18-inch. I experimented with some of these fake ACOGs. They're not bad when it comes to a simplistic design, going with a Chinese company, a cheap company. Like, yeah, you roll the dice, but in my opinion, a simplistic design is harder to screw up. So, like, you might catch a lemon, but the simpler the design, the harder it is to mess it up. So your chances of getting a semi-decent quality product for your application is fairly easy to get. That being said, this one's a piece of shit. Freaking reticle's canted, which pisses me off because I really like it. So, my optical journey leads us here to the poor man's hammer. I recently found playing with the magnified optics and the offset red dots and all that stuff. I'm not a huge fan of the canted stuff. It's quick, it's fast, but you got to bury your head in the gun. And when it comes to why you need that red dot, it's because you're doing some up close work. And when you're doing up close work, you really need your peripherals. I don't see a whole lot of people talking about that when it comes to rifle setups. But, you know, all you LARPers and hardcore wannabes and whatnot, you really don't know how vital your peripherals are when it comes to CQB type stuff. If you've ever done anything force on force, whether it's sim munitions, miles gear, anything like that, a lot of buttholes start puckering up when you run up on somebody that you didn't think was going to be there. And if you're buried in that gun, you're going to miss them. You're going to miss them real quick. You can miss some big stuff buried in that gun. So that's why I kind of went away from the canted stuff. But because I like the skyscraper stuff so much, that's why I started looking into piggybacking my stuff on the top. Now when it comes for the main optic, LVPOs, they're awesome. That's what Craig runs on a lot of his stuff. There's nothing wrong with those. I've used them before, and getting overly picky, I didn't care for having to roll back and forth from, like, I just don't messing with the zoom. If it's a dedicated long range weapon, then yeah, that's fine. But if it's like up close gun potentially, I don't have time to be doing all that. So all that leads us here. Found this on the old Amazon, a company called Sniper, so you know it's high quality. Read a bunch of reviews, tried to look up everything I could, do as much research as I could. It's from a company called Texas Precision Optics Inc., which we're from Texas, so anything Texas, I'm like, hell yeah. They may just import them from China, but it is what it is. With it being a Texas company, I trust their Texas morals, and I took a chance on that QC of it being semi-decent quality. So, what I hate about Optic reviews, they take forever, just like I'm doing right now. Alright, so I may or may not throw a picture on like how I received it in the mail. The packaging was pretty bomb-proof. Came in this case, which is always cool. I like saving these because I put all my extra stuff in there because I got a lot of crap. But open it up, and of course it came with the manual, which I'll go through here in a second. It came with two 2032s, which is pretty dope. Most of them usually come with at least one, but the fact that it came with two, I thought was a extra bonus. And then it came with a pretty legit lens cloth, which for the longest time I was like, eh, I don't want to throw it out, it's stupid. But start saving these when you get them. And then Walmart, Office Depot, get you a set of those little metal rings for paper and whatnot. Run that through there, hang it on your kit. And then if you're shooting in the tip rains, fog, all that crap, then you've got it and you can wipe your lens off. A lot of people take that for granted until you're in that situation and you're like, I can't see nothing. So the specs, on the main scope. It's a 4-power. I was wanting something fixed, a lot like a ACOG, so that way I had the potential to reach out a little bit further, but didn't have to dial nothing in. So it is 4-power. The objective lens is 40, which is like standard scope. So the amount of light transmission this thing gets is insane. That's one of the pros that I absolutely love about it. The glass is crystal clear. The reticle is there's like several different types of chevron BDCs that like the ACOGs use. I'm not 100% sure which one it is. It may just be a knockoff, but until I get it to the range and get it zeroed and do some further testing on it, it's perfectly fine. Chevron's my favorite reticle. Integrated pick rail on top. We'll go into that here in just a minute. The battery housing goes into where, because it is a prismatic scope, it is a etched reticle. So you've got black reticle that's going nowhere. And then you can turn this on and illuminate the reticle. 3 brightness settings and 3 different colors. I really don't give 2 craps about having rainbow optics going on in there. Like, just give me one color and then give me different brightness settings. I don't give 2 shits about, oh, it's fuchsia, no, mauve, oh, my favorite's periwinkle. So light transmission is superb. The eye relief whoops an ACOG's ass all day, every day. So the eye relief on this, I'll demonstrate that here in a second. The other thing that I forgot to mention, which is freaking dope, it comes with threaded lens covers, and they're metal, which I think is pretty awesome. I wouldn't use it like while I'm carrying it. I wouldn't tether it to it either if you found a way to do that, but for transportation and for what I'll ultimately end up doing, painting it, it's a good way to cover it and I don't have to jack with all that tape. So as far as the eye relief, it's pretty dark in here, I can't really see. Like, that's perfect. That's completely lined up. But I've got about 70% picture there, all the way into right here is where it starts fading the edges out. So it's pretty forgiving as far as the eye relief. The field of view is immense because of that 40mm objective, and the light transmission is insane. Like, when you're used to the ACOG and you look through this, it's ridiculous. The only negatives, the manual says it is 19.5 ounces. It's a chunky boy. Oh Lord, he a coming. So, like, it's thick. As my kids say, a donut a day keeps the thickness to stay. But, you know, don't be a bitch. It is what it is. That being said, moving on to what I got up top. This is my little sleeper red dot right here. I bought this a long time ago to run on my old Canic, and it is a solar powered, battery powered red dot by NC Star Vism, which everybody shits on. And yeah, that's fine. They kind of make some trash stuff, but every now and then they make like freaking awesome stuff. Huge window, freaking beefy as all get out. Also discontinued, so I run that on top, and then as you can see with the Unity, Like, it's up above it, definitely. But it's not horrible. I like the tall stuff anyways. And for this particular build, which this is going to be in another video that me and Craig talked about, 10-second guns, I wanted the best of both worlds. And as far as the height and all that, like, I have no problems with it. I have a giraffe neck anyways, so that doesn't really bother me. I can't think of anything else that really freaking matters. The like, it mounts up solid. No issues there. The turret caps have the little metal wire and a catch for that to retain it. So it's kind of like ACOG-esque, which is a plus. I've already bore-sighted it. They're very tactile, very crisp, clean clicks. I haven't done like a tracking test or anything like that because I'm not super hardcore into stuff like that. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Yeah, so that's going to be this half, and then once we get to the range, that's where the rubber meets the road. I'm going to be aiming at the very top left dot.
Okay. Take 3 and I'll take a look.
All right, I'm set.